I picked up this two-stage snowblower a few years ago, and this thing has been a lifesaver. By design, there are a couple of pieces on this snowblower that the manufacturer puts on there, which I consider sacrificial. The first sacrificial part is this skid. There are two of these, one on each side of the main auger, that front auger. This one I've actually cut off part of the old skid that was all torn up. So as you look at this, there's only one piece that's left. And that thing's in pretty bad shape. So that needs to be replaced. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put another skid on the other side of that bracket so that those will be good to go. The other sacrificial piece on this two-stage snowblower is this piece of flat stock right here. Basically that serves as a scraper to help get the snow funneled up into the auger. Mine's not in horrible shape, so I'm not going to worry about that piece right now. With these skids off the snowblower, we can see just how bad a shape they were in. This is the one side that you couldn't see originally, and all that's left are a couple of little pieces of metal there holding on for dear life. This is the one I pulled from the side that you could see, and as I was pulling it, this piece obviously started to fail. So this was definitely due for a repair job. Over time, this has acquired an angle just kind of from the wear. This is the leading edge, so it's obviously going to take the brunt of the wear and tear. So I'm going to trim these down so that they're 90 degrees to all these faces, so it's rectangular in shape. I could probably get by without that and just weld some flat stock right to here because this is a pretty good surface, but sometimes my OCD gets the better of me. So we're going to trim those up. Then we'll be ready to find some flat stock, weld those in place. I've cleaned up the plates here, and I'm getting ready to build the lower skids that are going to be attached to the bottom of these plates. Now, the orientation of these is basically going to be a 90-degree angle here. I am going to leave these a little bit long because what I want to do is on the ends of these is create a lip like so. That way there's no abrupt edges as you're pushing the snowblower along that's going to catch on cracks or breaks in the concrete. This is 3/16 by 3/4 flat stock. Another option that I looked into was just taking some round stock and welding it to the bottom. I don't see why that wouldn't work. You could just simply grind a little taper on the edges there. It would achieve the same thing as the flat stock. So I finished up with the 4 skid plates that are going to go back on these brackets. These just need to be welded in place, touched up a little bit with the grinder, and coat of paint. They'll be ready to go. This one here is cut out of a different piece of flat stock. It needs to be trimmed up. But I noticed that this one's a little harder than these other 3, and I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. It'll probably outlive them. But if I can get 4 or 5 seasons out of these new skid plates, I'm going to be happy with that. As I was finishing up on those, I had another idea, a little aha moment, that if you had some round stock and some flat stock, you could actually just build the skids by welding a small piece of this round stock onto the front. That gives you that nice transition so that you don't get snagged on the cracks in the concrete. Well, we're about done with this. I've got one installed. I need to put this one on the other side and then just adjust the height of the snowblower itself so that the auger blades don't actually contact the ground. If they're rubbing on the ground, they're just going to wear themselves out because they're metal, and they'll do the same things as these sacrificial skids. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching.